But speaking of vibes and speaking of feeling the vibes, sometimes the opposite happens when you are in love with someone, when they don't feel your vibes. Ooh. Today on the Fatboy Show, we're asking the question, what is the worst rejection you've ever experienced? The worst.
The worst.
The worst.
Aye. Okay, for me, I think I've been through a number of rejections.
Mm-hmm.
I've had someone introduce me to their father and then just flake out of the relationship.
Okay.
So it's now me and her dad in a thing.
Uh-oh.
And then for her, she's sitting on the side watching me like, no, if you feel like leaving the relationship, it's cool. And me, I'm just thinking, okay, are we... Is this? But you introduced me to your father. Like,
yeah.
It shocks me that there are people in this world who don't see introducing someone you're dating to your parent as a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That one completely caught me off guard.
That is a big deal, actually.
Yes, but I won't lie. Still, of all the rejection I've faced in life, the look up and down is still the worst.
So, what are you saying? So her parents didn't approve of you?
No, the dad loved me.
He loved you?
Yes, the dad approved of me immediately. So I thought that was a sign that things were going in the right direction.
I mean, that sounds like a clincher.
It sounds like a setup. Okay, yeah, now it sounds like a setup.
Because if her dad likes you, why then wouldn't she want to still be with you?
And that was the trap.
Huh?
Introduce him to the parent.
And then?
Ditch the relationship.
Oh.
So at any one point, if I walked out, I looked like I was the bad guy, right? Oh, no, but I brought him home to you, Dad. Clearly, I'm the serious one in this thing.
So you were like a pawn.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Well, at least that's how it felt.
Well, I hope she's somewhere miserable and sad.
I don't know. I haven't bothered to check. But she's on her own plot. But the look up and down for me is still the worst
That
one.
did it for you, huh?
Yeah, you know that look of, who do you think you are? The way they size you up and then jeer or turn and just ignore you
My
and look
goodness.
away. You never recover from those.
Was she even hot?
Oh, she had to be. You don't put me through that if you're not pretty at least. But then I was also young and kind of dumb. So
young and stupid.
Yeah, you remember the days when you used to make excuses for beautiful women?
Oh, yeah.
Till you realize they go for long calls like the rest of us, man.
Yeah, they ain't all sugar and spice only.
Nah, man.
And certainly not everything nice.
Powerpuff Girls was a lie. How about you? How bad was it?
Just thinking about it, I feel pain.
I felt the heat leave the room.
Because it was so bad, let me tell you. It was in my senior one, first year of high school. I met, there was a girl that I had a crush on from back in primary. Mm-hmm. And so it wasn't until I got into secondary school that I felt like I had the courage to reach out to her and, let her know how I feel. So I wrote her a love letter.
Aww.
Expressing to her how I feel, telling her how I'd liked her for so long and stuff like that. Of course, a part of me nursed the hope that she might have felt the same way. And of course, the way your mind tricks you into reading into all of the brief, subtle encounters you may have had, convincing you that all of these are signs that she likes you.
Yes, you want to believe it.
So I went for it. I grabbed pen and paper and... Poetry, spat poetry. Those days, there was no email. There was no WhatsApp, texting, messaging. It was, you had to write.
You had to write a letter and then spray some perfume on the corners.
Yeah. Well, I did. Well, I didn't spray the perfume, but I wrote the letter and I sent it. She was in Gayaza High School. Oh. And those days, letters, they would take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks to reach the destination. And so I waited. The first month went by. I didn't receive a reply. I'm like, maybe she's just received it. So let me give her time to think about it. So, a couple of more weeks passed, still no reply. I'm like, she must be discussing with her friends. Maybe she's not sure about me. Maybe she's
writing her reply.
Looking for the best words to use.
The grammar, yes.
And as the term was ending, I'm like, wait, what's going on? Should I... Actually, no, I forgot. I actually wrote a second letter. In the second month.
You got blue ticked and still insisted. You got blue ticked on post office. And still insisted.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, I don't know if you got my letter. I wrote you a letter at the start of the term, just letting you know how I feel and how I've always admired you. And I think you're a very nice lady. I'd like to get to know you more and all that kind of stuff. So, again, no reply. But on the third last day, the third day leading to the end of term, I got a reply.
Ooh.
And I was so happy. And I went to the dorm, and then I sat on my bed, and I ripped out the letter from the envelope, and immediately something felt off. even before I read the first words, the paper was crumpled.
Oh.
It was crumpled. It was torn on the edges.
She didn't even iron it.
And it had shoe prints. Various shoe prints.
Wait, so she got people to dance on the letter before she sent it to you?
So, yes, pretty much. What did the letter say?
Oh, good. There's more.
Before I even get into what the letter said, I also noticed that there were several different handwritings on this letter. So I proceeded to read it. And it was insult after insult after insult after insult after insult after insult.
Mean teenagers being mean teenagers.
Ay.
Those things where even if I could and you are the last man in the world and
So-
I was desperate, I wouldn't.
Yeah, so I found out afterwards from a friend that essentially she announced to her class that I'd written her a letter, and then sort of, I think her classmates all got together and said, okay, guys, we need to let this guy know what's up. So they got a piece of paper and they started passing it around the classroom with giving each person a chance to write an insult. And then after that, it wasn't enough to insult me. They crumpled up the letter and then they threw it down and invited everyone to step on it. Then it got mailed to me.
You know what I have to respect about that whole thing?
What?
The creativity, first of all, and time invested into it. All this for someone you don't know, right? Just someone you barely know, and then you go through all that just to show them you don't care.
I felt pain.
Yeah, that one probably hurt, man.
It did.
I'll tell you where you went wrong.
Yeah.
Should have sprayed the perfume in the corners. That was the trick.
That incident birthed the boy child warrior that you know today.
Man, I feel your pain. This is a proper villain origin story, man. I now understand. I will never question again.
This was my red pill moment. And I've never turned back since.
And that is how he became Fatboy Uchiha.
Yeah. That's right.
Madara.
Yeah. Can't you see the Sharingan in my eyes? You better watch it.
I can't look, man. I can't look.
But anyway, that was for me my biggest rejection. And funny enough, me and this girl now get along. As in, I don't harbor any ill will. I mean, we were kids, we're stupid.
Yeah.
She was being stupid, we were all being stupid. I forgave her for that. And last I checked, she got married and then she got divorced. Yay!
Happy ending, man. Happy ending.
So this story ended happily, I must say, for me.
Karma did its role.
So that's it. That was my worst rejection to experience. But, you live and learn. Your pain makes you stronger. And you soldier on and you live your life. That is it.
You move, man.
You move on.
If you can't, then that's how you get stuck in that loop.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, let us now move on to some serious music playing only here on your number one station, RX Radio.